bet you I can make the rate increase until I start spraying my vomit on my old Navy fleece. So saith the logic, so say the sheep. My next command. Before setting it on, fresh from a car, running from a bar tab, driving drunk with car lag, in need of a park flag. I left my smart half on a hard path to recovery, with a hangover hovering. I took a bath in the bubbly. I woke up in the trash, cold clutching a flask with the wino asking for some for me, but there's no stuff in my stash. I'm so stuck in the glass, but insist on throwing rolling rocks. Shades drawn, doors closed and locked, told for no one knocks. I'm in a lonely spot, nowhere, and I want some stony shots.
Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to ARL Prodigy Division. Live here in France for round 3. I am old mate James. Unfortunately, Baz couldn't make it tonight, so instead I have joining me in the box Man of Tin. So welcome, mate.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here. Good to get a chance to, talk the talk and make sure we pick on Fluxy.
Yeah, I have a feeling Fluxy might cop it this weekend. Hopefully, we see a big improvement from him over last weekend. As unfortunately, the Williams put up a bit of a unfortunately bad display, which makes me sad because obviously I'm a Williams driver here in the novice division. But yeah, we must have a wet quali session. Maybe it's going to be wet because we have almost every single driver out on track straight away. So I think we're going to have a wet quali session. And we got
Yeah, the only one that's left is Drix from the Red Bull.
it must be AFK or something like that, or
Yeah,
maybe
well,
just hasn't checked the weather yet.
that's it. Well, a lot of the drivers got out almost instantaneously. So yeah, I think your prediction would be right. It might be the same as last night's rain affected. It was supposed to be rain affected quality, but it wasn't.
Actually,
So,
if we jump on board, so we've got
oh, it has started
liquefied.
raining already.
Yeah, liquefied. Oh no, liquefied invalidated in the last corner. So that means our next person starting will be the Aston Martin of Frozzle, who'll be the first person. And yeah, as you said, it is raining already. So I don't know if these guys will even get in a single lap on the softs.
I would love to be the Ferrari driver at the front. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I think
Because
he invalidated though, didn't he? 'Cause that's liquefied. Returning. Used to race here in ARL a little while ago, and yeah, unfortunately, he's actually invalidated his lap, which is a bit disappointing.
that's not fun for anyone.
Yeah, no. So hopefully he might be able to get around before it gets too wet. And he is also he's going pretty fast. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't realised that he's invalidated because he's powering through on a hot lap.
Yeah, Aston Martin
Oh,
is
he's just
flying.
realised now.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The interesting thing will be the tyre strategy. Obviously, I think last night a few people got it wrong. One of those, including myself, with the rain effect. I don't know, these guys are obviously a lot more experienced and better drivers coming up, but it always does seem to play a part because no one can trust Jeff.
Yeah, did you trust Jeff? Is that what happened?
I I think so, yeah.
Because I did manage to catch that. Unfortunately, I couldn't race because I had some work stuff going on. But I managed to see. I think it was yourself and Xander pitted onto the slick compound super quickly.
Yeah, we kind of waited, and yeah, we just got caught out. So one of us should have gone mediums, but yeah, we made the mistake. We paid for it. So hopefully the boys can do a bit better.
Yeah, when I saw you guys put onto the softs, I honestly thought it must be going to rain again in the session. Ooh, who's that? We've got Kyle spinning off the track into turn 1 on the medium compounds. Goes
Yes.
for a rejoin, does it nice and safely by the look of it. Right, so we've got all our times coming in. We've currently got Lemon on pole with a 130.5. As Kyle goes around again. Uh,
Yes.
Poor Kyle, those tyres must be cooked now. And with the rain looks like it's setting in, which it looks like it could be. I don't think we'll see that time come down.
Mm. It's
Everyone's coming into the
be quite
pits.
interesting. Lemons actually,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, do we just
Swag
have
is
someone
out.
that's
Yeah, Swag is out. See if we can catch it on Groovesy. Looks like he's into the track on the right hand side. Yeah, there he is, just right there. That's unfortunate for him. Fortunately, though, he did manage to set his time first. So,
very lucky?
and if the rain comes in like it looks like it's going to, that time will be P2 on the grid.
It has started raining quite heavily, so he might actually get away with that one. Few boys still going out on the soft tyres,
Yes,
but
interesting. So is that Nordal, I think, who's
yes,
just coming out
Nordal.
now?
Yep, and a Red Bull. I think that might be
That's
Drew.
Chew. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Chew. That's Chew on
Drew.
his
Yep.
outback now. So Chew and Nordal's coming out on the softs as we've got Werribee DNFs in turn 1. Off Where is that? Maybe not. Maybe he retired in pit, and I'm mistaken. Yeah, he retired in the pits. So disregard. Sorry, guys. If anyone in the chat could give us a tip on whether or not the race is going to actually be wet or dry, that would be pretty good, as that can have a significant impact on the setups here. So with the whole Parc Ferme, you choose your setup for quali, and that is also your setup for the race, with the exception of a few minor things like differential and front wing adjustment, but the rest of it is sort of set in stone at that point. And that can significantly impact, well, if it's a wet quali, do I do a semi-wet setup, get a really good quali time, have a slower race, or do I just suffer through quali and have a race setup?
Yeah. It will be quite interesting to see who does what. Still no intermediates. It doesn't look that wet on track.
No, it
but
doesn't.
At the same time,
there are a few people sliding around though.
I think we'll see probably intermediates come out maybe in the next couple of minutes.
Bruzy has put the inters on, but has not yet come out of the pits. Kyle has actually lost it on the second last corner on his outlap. So hopefully that hasn't cooked his tyres too much. The track looks like it's getting a bit wetter now though, don't you think?
Yeah, it does look quite then. I'm on board with Chu at the moment on a hot lap. And he is all over the place. The back section, after turns 5 and 6, it looks very wet up the back going into turns 7 and 8. The water is starting to build up quite a bit, especially through turn 8. So I feel like we're going to have some wet tyres or some intermediate tyres come out very quickly. Lemon in a very good position early on. Very good.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. Like, the track is just getting wetter and wetter, and the rain, although it's not heavy, is definitely not stopping. And Chu is sliding pretty significantly and having to sort of go very easy on the throttle and very slow around some of these corners. Oh, that was close.
Hutches the inside curve. That is a bad way to go.
That's a deadly one right there, isn't it? That curve.
Even
that's
in
death.
dry,
Yeah.
you don't dare touch it.
Yeah, unsettles the car completely, and you can't really cut that the inside of that last hairpin either in the wet, can you? You can cut it fairly well in full dries on like slicks that aren't over temperature, but when it's wet, it'll send you as well.
Yeah, very much. Well, Chu put in a pretty good lap, considering the conditions, and he only managed to put up a 1:39. So obviously 9 seconds off the pace. Yeah, I think the intermediates are going to have to come out. Yeah, Chu's actually retiring.
Yeah, that's interesting. He doesn't want to try and do any laps on the inters. That's an interesting decision.
There's a few people like that. Tico, another one that's just retired.
Yeah.
So
we've got Fluxy has finally actually managed to join the session. So don't be disappointed, viewers. There is time to see him spin after all. And he's gone the inters, as we've said. So people are doing some outlaps on the inters now.
But it is good because obviously he doesn't really have a choice, does he? If he wants to put in any sort of competitive time.
Ooh. So Frozzle made a bit of a mistake. He's actually on an outlap right now on fresh softs. Oh, and retired on track. Interesting? Question mark. FIA.
I think a lot of people are packing it in very early.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you said, Fluxy doesn't really have a choice. He has set no time, so he may as well go out on the inters and try and do something. Like he may be able to beat Grovesy and Drix, and that's really about it at this point, because he wasn't able to get in that soft lap at the start that everyone that was actually in the lobby on time, like they're supposed to be, was able to do.
In saying that, I wonder if it might work a little bit in his advantage, knowing that it is a wet session. and putting it on. Well, again, we don't know if the race is going to be wet yet or not. So if it is a wet race and he comes out and has seen these track conditions, he might be in a bit of an advantage. But again, we don't know that yet. So if anyone's in chat that knows knows what's the hot tip is,
Yeah,
as he's just
any
about
of
to
the
start.
race engineers.
Mm.
And we're seeing even more retirements now. So Cairo's retired in the pits, 13th on the grid, which is a little bit disappointing. The Williams had a shocker of a race last week as well. But some of the good guys here, Lemon, still on pole with that 30.5 from the start of the session. So the Lemon fans in the chat are going to be hyped about that.
Yeah, a very, very good start for Aston Martin with a 1 and 4. So
Yeah, hopefully Froswell's wall didn't help it too much in that quali session. It looks like it went alright.
let's just pray for that wall.
33 Evis as well, setting a pretty respectable time there in 5th position. Bassink right behind him. So this is going to be it's a very interesting grid, and I reckon we should see some really good racing. We'll see what time Fluxy can set on the inters as well, because that'll be interesting.
He hasn't made too many mistakes as of yet. I think it's been a pretty clean lap. But yeah, you can definitely tell the pace isn't there. But I don't think people are willing to really risk coming out.
Yeah, for the majority of these guys, even a below average lap on the softs is going to be better than a really good lap on the inters. Unfortunately, that's just how it is with these quali sessions.
Yeah, just coming around the corner now with a 1:33 around the last corner, so he's well and truly off the pace, which is unfortunate. But
will he beat Kyle? No, he's not going to get Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
1:40.866. Yes,
got Kyle by 9/10.
So yeah, I think
Bassink's just lost it mid sector 2. Can we jump on board? He's DNF'd on the track, going down the straight. And we'll jump on board with Kyle, and no, his car's despawned, unfortunately. But just from what I saw of the tyre tracks, it looks like he lost it and went into the wall on the left-hand side. Maybe.
You'd think for it'd be. Oh, there goes Fluxy as well. Fluxy's just had a little bit of a tumble and lost his front wing. So
it's alright. If he gets them all out of his system now, it can hopefully be good for the race. Right? Like.
That's it. That's it. We all hope to get it out of the way, but again, there's a reason why he was dropped from AlphaTauri, so living up to his name.
Look, I don't know if he was dropped from AlphaTauri. I think he made the right choice. It was a very strategic move. With Williams, we had a bad week last week, right? But we're coming back strong. We're a threat. I swear.
It's good to see. It's good to see. Like I'm still getting over last season. Like obviously myself, and yourself were both in the academy last year. And to drive around and go, oh, yep, no worries. And then I see a Ferrari and I automatically think of you being the rival that I was driving against last year. And knowing that you're in a Williams now is really quite, I still haven't gotten used to it yet. So
yeah, neither have I, mate. Neither have I.
So.
Yeah. I do like the way we've got the super teams going now, because it means there's that, that extra investment in the combined constructors.
Oh, I think it's a brilliant idea. And especially how we're not... with having a lot more interest and a lot more followers. Again, thanks guys for cheering on the league and keeping up the good rep. But having the numbers that we have, we don't need to fill numbers down, which means for really good racing and a lot more opportunity for the lower drivers to come up and help their team. So we saw, was it Fluxy in Austria who actually crashed out
up to Div 2.
Yeah, he crashed out in Div 2, but then he did all right in Div 1. So that was quite funny. But it really is. I guess you get the experience to go up and whatnot. So
yeah, it's just I know one of the guys was saying last night. I think it might have been Kyra was saying last night. It's great to see the quality of the racing just across every division in the league improve. And we're on board with Grovesy here as he crosses the line, and he does manage to pip Kyle back. He manages to get that that position back off of Kyle.
He is just behind Fluxy though, so they're big lock up from Kyle.
I just missed that one. He's looking at 135 exiting the last corner. This is going to be close.
I think he's going to be off by a bit, unfortunately.
Oh, yep.
I think the last little sector cost him a fair bit, so I think
with
that is
lockup.
pretty much it.
Yeah, so we've got Mickey DeWiz in the Ferrari and the Inters, and then we've got Nordal, who's on an outlap at the moment. And don't discount Nordal. He's one of the more sort of experienced drivers here. He's been around for a while here at ARL, and he is trying to pip those Inters, those Inter runners, so Fluxy. So he's looking to beat a 140.866 to get 16th position here on the grid in front of Fluxy. He's just on his outlap at the moment.
I am very, very surprised that a lot of people have retired. I understand why, but this is really unless it's going to be a dry race and people don't want to practice in the wet, which is what kind of the impression I get, because not a lot of people are hanging around. So. But yes, it seems to be coming down quite heavy, so it's definitely not getting any drier.
No, it's not even close. This is actually, I think it's getting a lot wetter. We're not in full wet conditions yet, I'd say, but it's getting there at this point. So I don't know, maybe Nordal's going into this with a bit of a disadvantage in trying to beat Fluxy's time if it's much wetter.
Well, that's it. I don't think anyone else. This will be the last lap. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like it's going to be a dry race, for the simple fact that, we don't see a lot of people willing to just try out the wet conditions. So.
Yeah, you are right though. Like if it was to be a wet race, it'd be a great opportunity for practice. And just to answer Drummer's question in chat, why is pole time so slow? So Drummer, halfway through the first hot lap, which was right at the very start of the session, it actually started to rain. So it's on softs, but it was wet even for softs. So that's why the pole time is so slow, or relatively slow. It's not too bad, but could be better. So here we've got Nordal, essentially our last driver coming through here, coming into the final hairpin now.
He's on good time, but I don't think it's going to be quicker than Fluxy, unfortunately. I think he's going to end up still at the back.
Yeah, it's not even going to be close. And I think that's probably mostly because of the even wetter conditions, because I didn't really see him make much of a mistake either.
No. So, but yeah, there we have it. I think Lemon was the victor. Wagbad coming in second, SGN in 3.
Yeah, so Frozel making up the back of the second row as well. 33 Evis, Bassink, JJ up in 7th, Mickey Dawes.
Qualified on the mediums, actually. That's a
very, very good time for the mediums too, isn't it? Especially given the track conditions.
And the one shot to go from it. He obviously didn't make a mistake. So could he have big implications on this race?
Yeah, it's definitely gives you a bit of a strategy advantage. However, it can backfire if there's a early safety car straight away. You're just sort of committed to staying on that compound, but yeah, we'll see. So, and then behind him we've got Mickey DeWiz, and sorry guys, we spoke too much.
It is it's going to be very racing. I feel the grid a little bit mixed up with people making mistakes on their one and only lap or getting caught out by the conditions. This is really anyone's race. So we've seen that through the lower divisions, that the more consistent you are, the better off, due to no safety cars really. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. The big one out of this is Nordal's at the back of the grid after being second in the standings, and King Cairo also at the back. So same with Kyle, who's the leader. So yeah, Lemon in fourth and Frozel, both Aston Martin drivers being in 1 and 4, makes a really good position for them to really attack. But yeah, the top 3 are right at the back of the grid.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's going to be hopefully a really good race. And we'll just run a quick 30-second ad break while we do the formation lap here, and we'll be back with you guys very shortly. All right, so thanks for that, guys. We've got Lemon on pole, Swag on P2, SGN, Frozel, 33 Evis, Basink, JJ, Mickey DeWiz, Buster, Werriboi, Tico, Liquefied, King Cairo, Nash, Chew, Fluxy, Groovesy, Kyle, Nordal, and Drix. Fortunately, Drix, I don't think, Drix the only driver not to set a lap at all, and then from Fluxy downwards, sort of, were only able to set a lap on inters, or at least a proper lap. And then, I don't know about you, Tins, but there's a few guys sort of in that mid-pack, sort of from like 10 down to 15th, that I really am surprised to see back that far.
Yes. Well, again, having one shot at it, any mistake costs you. And you can see that from such as King Cairo, and the likes of Nordland, that who came out a little bit later, unfortunately got caught out by the weather. So it's going to be interesting to see what people do, especially with tyre strategies and whatnot. I think JJ's the only one in the top 10 on mediums. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people do, knowing that they have to make up a lot of ground.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll see how this goes here. So Swag in P2 actually kind of has the racing line for turn 1. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to get that position off of Lemon. And
Yes, I know.
worth
We have a
mentioning
lot of
as
lemon
well.
heads.
Yeah, absolutely. Worth mentioning as well, we do have JJ on the mediums. Alright, here we go. We're getting ready for the race now. Drivers are lined up on the grid. Any second. Alright, 3, 4, 5 red lights, revving their engines. Oh, drive-through penalty for Kyle. He's off early. The rest of them head off. Going down to turn 1, is there going to be any major contact? It looks like Lemon manages to maintain that front position. Swag unable to contest immediately. A little bit of contact in the back, and Mickey DeWiz in the Ferrari goes around.
Oh, that is a big little spin there. And Kyle getting away. Drick's the only one starting on the hards. It looks like a pretty clean start, though.
Yeah, there's still battling going on way down the back as well. Nordal sort of trying to pip Fluxy there. Fluxy in the wombs giving him a good contest. Up in the front, it looks like the positions have mostly stabilized. Basink maybe making a lunge on 33 Evis, decides not to. Oh, look at this, Basink is right up on the gearbox of 33 Evis. Wants to take him.
Close. Oh, he's taken the inside line too.
Ooh. Can't quite get it. Can he pressure Evis into running wide here though? It looks like almost can, but Evis has that faster pace through the corner on the outside line.
He has gone a little wide there, but still kept the lead.
SGN actually loses the position to Frozel in front as well while we're watching that.
Yeah, big moments for the Aston Martin drivers. Great starts.
Yeah, that's great to see. Oh, we've got a spin in the back. It's Kyle in the Haas. Oh no, he's gone into the pits along with Fluxy, so there must have been some contact there.
Nah, I think he's serving his drive-through penalty from his early get-go. But whilst this is going on, Bass has actually taken 33 Evis down the start straight. So up into 5th for Bass.
Looks like he did use a bit of battery to get that move done, because he's down to 60% while Evis is still on about 80. So it looks like Evis is happy to sort of let him go for now and not contest him too hard. And we'll see how long this DRS train is going to be, because I imagine it'll be pretty big at this point.
Yeah, well, we see. I guess it all comes down to. I think the main kingpin in this will be King Cairo. If he can stay with those mediums in range, it'll drag a few players along, which will keep the medium runners in it. But yeah, if either himself or Liquefied lose touch, gonna see a bit more jostling for positions.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see Werryboy actually take his McLaren teammate as well, down that back straight there.
Team orders so early? I think not.
No, I don't think there was much team orders to it. I think they were racing the whole way. Evis is actually not letting Bassing go, so runs a bit wide there at the exit of the final corner, but he's staying pretty damn close up on Bassing. Which could become more relevant as that Bassink is almost dropping out of, or is dropping out of DRS range for SGN in front.
He did juice a little bit there to try and catch up, but again, yeah, if someone loses touch with the, which is very on the verge of losing DRS, it could be very interesting going back and forth with positioning. So
yeah, he's gonna have to use some of that battery, I think, to try and stay in DRS range, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Swag as well, right up behind Lemon, and now he has that DRS advantage. They're both on similar sort of levels of batteries. It looks like Swag is gonna go inside into the chicane. Lemon leaves him space. Swag leaves Lemon space. Good to see. Oh, slight touch there. Lemon gets loose.
And Frozzle's right behind them as well.
Yeah, Frozzle gave Lemon a little bump up the rear when Lemon got loose there. I don't know if that made it worse or helped him. Well, Lemon losing a lot of speed going into that corner. And I think it threw SGN off a little bit, because SGN sort of got a bit squirrely through there as well.
Well, let's just hope that's going on. But kind of as I predicted, King Kairos dropped off out of DRS range. So, and a little bit of a moment coming out of the chicane, but just getting out of DRS range, which is going to start the midfield battle, I would think.
Yeah, I'd say so. It looks like we're going to have probably 2 major trains here. Or maybe not. They are keeping it pretty tight. Worth noting, Frozzle actually got Swag as well. Right after Swag got Lemon.
Very, very happy Frozzle at the moment. That wall might be getting patched up any day now. Especially if he gets the win. But the one thing I have to say is I think JJ at the moment
got a Ferrari off.
Oh.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
You're right.
No DNF. Doesn't look like he hit the wall.
Liquefied.
Yeah, just a yellow flag at this stage.
Yeah, JJ is doing really well here along the back straight. Just taken Bass, the only top 10 runner on the mediums. The only guy to start on the mediums, keeping up with the front runners, and now making moves up the chain. So quite impressive by JJ here.
Yeah, really good by him. And as we're saying that, Lemon is going to try and take Swag now as well, and SGN sort of trying to squeeze up the inside and take advantage of that pass as well, but unable to sort of slip through before Lemon closes. Before Swag closes that gap.
Oh, Lemon's getting a little shaky coming out of this last couple of turns, but still holding his position. But yeah, if you're an Aston Martin fan, you'd be very happy right now.
Yeah, they're at the moment 1-2, and Rosal is fairly comfortably P1 right now. Anyway, he's over a second and a half down the road. So
yes,
this battle between Lemon and Swag and SGN has sort of benefited him greatly. If I were these guys, now is probably not really the time to be battling for track position. These guys should be sort of working not together, but not battling each other at this point. You just want to let them pass you, and then just get your track times down together as a team in this DRS train that's forming.
Well, it's something you see a lot of in the higher divisions. The higher divisions seem to obviously having more experience and more racecraft. They work together really well and don't just let someone get away. But unfortunately, with Swag going down the middle of Lemon here, a little bit of touching, but a clean move nonetheless. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how they go here. So, but SGN caught on their tail. Same with Aegis and JJ. Bassink has dropped down here, 2 seconds behind JJ. So the top 6 have really kind of ran away with it to start with. But yeah, Frozzle to go from 4th to being in comfortably 1st place. Have to say a great start for Frozzle.
Yeah, it's really, really good start for him as he continues to increase that gap. Unfortunately, Tico had a little bit of a moment there going into the first corner of the chicane down that big back straight, and has dropped down to 16th. And Kyle DNF'd. I don't know where exactly that happened. We somehow completely missed that. It didn't cause even a virtual safety car. And we have Bassink going into the pits, so he must have wind damage to be pitting this early. Four laps on the soft. That's a bit early, isn't it? Yep. No replacement wing.
6 laps. I guess he's just probably trying to get track position or try and
Undercut, I guess.
Undercut a few people, unless there is rain going on later on. But I'm just looking at the chat here, and it looks like Lemon has become desynced to Frozzle.
Oh no!
So
that's a nightmare.
Could be quite interesting.
Yeah. Does that mean Lemon has a Frozzle in front of him on his screen?
If anyone in the chat can let us know, but it looks like Dodge, we are handicapped. Lemon is desynced to Frozzle and can't see him. So SGN making a big move here, trying to go up the inside of Swagdad, but still holding positions.
We've got the Haas and the Alfa Romeo behind, battling as well, between JJ and Evis. Those medium compound tyres that JJ's been running since the start, probably really starting to come into their own now that the softs would be dropping off. So maybe what we were talking about just before, maybe Bassink did an extra sort of lap on those softs or something. Or I'm not sure.
It is quite possible in the wet that he could have pushed his tyres.
Yeah.
It is quite interesting, but SGN making a big move here, but not quite getting it done. It is quite interesting, yes, because we know how big the tyre degradation can be on this track. So whatnot, it'll be the one thing that I'm really quite interested in will be see if what the strategy will be between Lemon and Frozzle. There's not a big enough gap that they are going to be affected if they double stack. So maybe Lemon or Frozzle, depending on whoever's going along. Obviously, Frozzle being 2.7 seconds up the road, 2.6. If Lemon has to be forced to go early 1 lap or whatnot, or he has to go 1 lap later.
Yeah,
with JJ coming up the inside of SGN.
Yeah,
wow.
those mediums are definitely starting to work really well for him there.
Oh, and Swagbad getting a 3-second penalty, so this is getting interesting quite quickly.
Yeah. Maybe the desync is why Frozzle is running so far away. It'd be really interesting to know exactly how that's happening. If on Lemon's screen, is Frozzle right in front of him and really tricky to pass? Is that why this gap is building so much? Not sure. See if Dodge can get back to us for that. And Swag dives into the pits. So does 33 Evis. Lemon does not. Lemon stays out on the soft. So does Frozzle. Frozzle also yet to pit.
So it looks like 33 Evis actually got the job done on SGN. So SGN just dropped 2 places just in that back sector alone. So I think he was really quite struggling on those tyres.
Yeah. And I guess it just depends how aggressive a setup you want to run here as well, in terms of your wings and whatnot, as to increase that tyre deg a little bit. But we still have a few people on the softs. So Frozzle, Lemon, Buster, and Wearable still all on the softs. And Tico has actually pitted for the hards. He's got fresh hards on.
Yes. The only other starter that's also the only starter that started with hard, Strix, is now up into ninth. So his tyres will start to be coming along now. Again, starting dead last could be someone to look out for later in the race if he can continue to work his way up the list.
Yeah, we've got a battle going on between JJ and Lemon as JJ manages to get the move done as well, and that's just those tires, those soft compound tires are now gone off. They can't handle the mediums anymore. The mediums are just gonna run away with it, and we'll see now if Frozzle's desynced for Lemon. Is he desynced for JJ? Is JJ going to be able to close up this gap and contest Frozzle for the lead of this race?
Yeah, well, JJ's in a very, very good position here. Again, Frozzle doing really well as well. So it is interesting that they're going a few more laps on the soft tyres. A lot of people pitted mostly on mostly on 7 laps. So to see the front runners, I guess with the gap they've got, they can get away with it. But we will see.
Yeah, well, Lemon and JJ draining their batteries a lot to in this battle with each other. And I think Lemon's decision there, I could be wrong, but it was probably I'm in DRS range, so I may as well stay out for this lap. Potentially, but we'll see. Lemon has a quick look down the inside, but decides against it on JJ.
Again, the next thing to think of is who's going to go. Is Frozzle going to pit here? Is Lemon going to follow him straight away? Like potentially quickly double stack. I think they're almost far enough apart that I reckon they might not be affected.
Yeah, that's what I think they are just far enough apart, but it should be okay.
It is a fine line, so you won't lose too much time if it is. But again, especially in this racing league, every second does count. So
Frozzle is into the pits,
and Lemon has followed.
It'll be interesting to see if they're far enough apart. So let's follow this. Also, just while we're on the topic of the medium tires, I'm assuming that's what these guys are going to go to. King Cairo started on the mediums, has made significant gains so far this race. He is up into 4th now.
Yes, same with Nordal as well from the back.
Yeah, all those back runners who only set the Inters time actually have made a lot of progress so far in the race.
And to the quick little update on that double stack, Lemon was slightly affected, so
yeah,
wasn't a great deal, but it's enough to push him back a little bit further.
Yeah, I did notice that. And we've gone from having Frozzle out the front for 2.5 seconds to having JJ out the front for 6 seconds. And on equal compound to the next 4 behind him. So that's incredibly good for JJ. That's insane.
Yes, again, he took the risk, and it looks like so far it's paying off in dividends. You can't say too much else. The only person to qualify in the top 10 with mediums, and now, yeah, really reaping the rewards, especially how he was able to stay in the top. But then not only that, he stayed in DRS range with the soft runners. So
yeah, it worked out really, really well for him. We're starting to see these guys behind him get caught up in some what looks to start to get towards really heated battles. So Nordal is probably going to be looking to make a move on Tube. And then there's 2 other drivers, Kinkairo and Gruzy, right behind him that are really keen to sort of try and get this done as well. So down into turn 1, looks like Nordal's going to try and go around the outside. Tube locks, and Nordal drops a position to Kinkairo as a result. Not sure if there was contact there as Nordal went around the outside, but yeah. Oh, that was close. Grovesy made a bit of a dive up the inside with Nordal, but then backed out at the last second, which was probably pretty good for him because I don't think that would have ended well. That would have been the old 2 into 1 does not go.
yeah. Well, it looks like Lemon has pitted again.
Oh no. Yeah, he has. He's gone onto the hards. It
So
must,
this is
yeah.
quite interesting. He was struggling a little bit on the mediums. I think Fluxy from the back was overtaking him, but yeah, he's gone straight to the hard. So um, I don't know if something's gone wrong there or whatnot, but oh, the AI's put him on hards.
Oh, is Lemon in
How?
AI?
I think he
Oh
was on AI for the
no.
back of it. It's put him on hards. So
No, that's
that,
devastating. That's going to ruin his entire strategy, his entire race.
yeah, he's just going to have to stick it out for the rest of the race and see how he can go. But from such a strong start, this is yeah, it's not fun. I'm guessing with internet problems or whatnot that's going on. But yeah, poor Lemon is going from pole position to back of the field.
That's real sad. We've got Chu. Comes in and pits after 10 laps on the medium, so he must have picked up damage there. So,
Or,
the mediums on France, they can go longer than that, can't they? You're looking at about 16 or something?
yeah, you're looking about that, but again, towards the end of the lap, I think a lot of people are going to have to have committed to a two-stopper, going so early on the mediums. So maybe this is a chance to go a little bit further, just to push that little bit further, as King Cairo picks up 3 seconds for a time penalty.
Oh, that's rough for him. That's going to significantly affect the final positions here potentially. At least if it stays how it is now, because these guys are very tightly packed.
Yeah, it is quite interesting. But yeah,
That's the time board. Yeah.
so with the position changes, yeah, like Nordal's made 16 places, King Kairo's made 11, Grovesy's 13, and Drix has made 15. Now,
They
as we
are
say
yet to
that,
stop there.
Drix started on the hards, so Drix has got himself into a pretty good position, being 5th overall, having not stopped yet, but still a pretty good position to be in, because if he finishes well on these softs and continues the way he's going, he's going to be a slight chance.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Nordal going into the pits now. 11 lap old mediums. He is one of the last medium starters to make that pit stop.
Yeah, so the only people left out now on the mediums are King Cairo, Grovesy. Oh, with Grovesy with a 3-second time penalty.
They are starting to pick some of these up here for the track limits. Liquefied as well. That's rough.
Liquefied, I think, has got a few penalties. So Liquefied's got 11 seconds worth of penalties already.
Oh,
So
that's rough. That's very rough. We're only halfway through this race.
yes, so it might not be a very lucky race for Liquefied, but yeah, 3 seconds for Grovesy, King Cairo, Swagbag, and Bassink all at the top of the charts. So
There we go. We've got the timing board back. So as it stands, oh, these guys with the pit stops have actually spread out a little bit. So that 3-second penalty wasn't as impactful as it initially appeared. Lemon coming through and setting the current fastest lap on those hards.
we might have some lemon magic, maybe.
That'll make the Lemon fans in the Twitch chat very proud. They're sort of they disappeared a lot for a bit there, but they are sort of starting to come back now.
Well, if he's setting the fastest lap with 2-lap old hards, just imagine what's he going to do when they start to get a bit better. So
Yeah, once he gets them up to temp and whatnot. So we've got in the back, there's not too many battles going on at the moment. Ooh, as I say that, King Cairo actually gets Grovesy. Not sure if did Grovesy get a little bit loose there or what? Or was that just with the DRS?
I think it's just with the DRS. They seem to be playing around a little bit there. So with the top 3 all on 13-lap old mediums, they are just jostling position. But JJ, he had a 6-second lead, I believe. It's now down to 3.4. So Cairo and Grovesy are chasing him down.
Yeah, I would say maybe his tyres have started to go off, but Cairo and Grovesy have the same tyres. Ooh, Cairo makes a lunge around the outside and almost loses control of the car. At least it looks like it. And Grovesy manages to keep the position. This is one of these situations I was talking about before, where if I was these guys, you just want to play nice. You want to just use the DRS to your advantage and decrease both of your lap times. Try and catch up to JJ in the lead. As we have a yellow, and it's 33 Eva spinning through the back chicane.
Oh, that's unlucky. He's having a pretty good race to start off with. He made a few mistakes, but was looking all right.
Grovesy and Cairo fighting for P2, now coming back onto the pit straight again. With that DRS, is Grovesy going to make the move? As JJ jumps into the pits as well. So they're now fighting for the current leader.
Yeah, Grovesy pulls out of that move, so maybe just looking to go down the back. But yeah, these, to the credit of these lads, they're sticking it out on the medium. So I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to go mediums to softs, or if they were going to go to hards, they probably could have gone by now. So I think they're going to try and push these through and go medium to soft, I reckon.
Can you do
which
medium to soft?
Is a massive credit to them.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do a medium to soft one stop here. It's going to be very difficult, especially with no safety cars like we've had so far. We haven't even had a VSC at all.
Yes, well, it looks like Grovesy is also quite content to just stay on the back of Cairo here, trying to save a little bit of battery.
Absolutely, that's what
in
I
saying that,
well.
he's
he's
trying to go
making a
around the
move.
outside.
I don't. You can't go around the outside in that corner. not without like a significant speed advantage from if they mess up the exit of the previous corner or something. It's so difficult to go around the outside there.
The next battle to watch is Frozzle on Swagbad. So
Yeah.
well and truly on his tail.
JJ and SGN as well. JJ trying to go up the inside, which in my opinion much better, and he does get SGN. He may have picked up a warning for cutting. Oh, JJ gets the back loose. SGN trying to get the position back. Will he be able to do it? No, he can't stay side by side into the final hairpin. Yeah, JJ getting the back loose just a little bit there.
As I said, we said it was going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting racing, and so far it hasn't really let us down, has it? A lot of it, with it spread out quite a fair bit, the front runners seem to be well and truly in control at the moment. So Frozzle right on the tail here of Swagbad.
Grovesy gets the move done. Gets it done before the chicane as well on the back straight. Oh, Cairo bumps him. Doesn't look like it upset the car too much. Looks alright. Hopefully Cairo didn't pick up any wing damage from that. Just the tiniest little bit of nudge on the back of the rear tyre there. And yeah, Frozzle and Swag battling as well.
So Frozzle with about 40% and Swagbag with about 60% ERS. So it is an interesting battle that will be unfolding there.
Yeah, Frozzle looks like he's very keen to get past him as well. We're just unable to at the moment. Oh, Kinkairo has pitted.
Oh,
and he picks up the fives. That's a rough one, isn't it?
Just trying to be too cute. He is known for trying to push the limits in pit lane quite a fair bit, but yeah, was it really necessary here? And he has gone straight for softs. So
there you go. 10 laps on the softs. Do you think that's doable?
Yeah, I think it's they're going to be hurting at the end, but it is doable. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It is. They are going to hurt, but JJ is setting another fastest lap, and JJ has 2 lap old hard, so now he's settling in.
Yeah, those tyres will be up to temp. They'll start to come really good here. It looks like he's hoping that his strategy will pay off. Pyro on the fresh softs for the rest of this race now has to fight his way through the pack essentially. So I don't think there's going to be many people in front of him that will be looking to pit again.
Pyro's looking to go straight down the in. Oh, they're three wide. Oh.
Nordal
Wow.
33 and Cairo battling through these corners. Evis accidentally runs wide off the track. Oh, there's contact between Nordal and 33. Hopefully that didn't damage Nordal's wing. Oh, they're going 3 wide again.
This is what we all come to see.
No, they realize it's a bad idea and decide to sort it out before they all end up in the wall.
Well, Grovesy is just pitted, so Drix will be our overall leader, having 16 lap old hards. So obviously going for a soft strategy there, but this gives Frozzle right up the rear end of Drix here.
He does get the move done on Swag as well. Was Frozzle was chasing Swag?
Yes, and he's got just got Swag, but also almost got in a little tangle with Drix here. So it looks like Frozzle seems to be in the position that everyone wants to be in. But are these tyres going to hold on? 8 lap old mediums. Is he going to have to pit again?
Yeah. Well,
I think he might have to,
it's
but
gonna be close.
it's going to be very
I
close.
think he might be okay.
I think he'll be okay, but if someone's chasing him down up top or putting pressure on him, it could force a mistake and
JJ will
ruin
be
someone's.
Yeah, JJ will be the next one. To put pressure on him essentially, right? Because
Yeah,
I don't think Buster's mediums will hold up. I don't think Swag's mediums will hold up. They're gonna have to either pit or they'll lose a lot of pace. Drix is currently leading on track, however has not yet pitted. He did start on those hard tyres he's currently on. So Frozzle is our provisional sort of leader here, I guess you'd call it. And we see Swag come into the pits. So Swag choosing to change off those mediums now. Unless maybe he picked up damage in that battle, but I don't believe he did.
And Frozzle's trying to make the move on Drix and gets it done.
Yeah, it looks like he got it done relatively easily up the inside there into turn 1 with DRS. Drix drained the battery to stay with Frozzle too.
I think you'll see Drix pit very shortly for those softs.
Yeah,
and try and finish the race off. But for someone who started dead last, he's in an okay position. He's going to lose a little bit of time, but he's going to be putting pressure on a lot of guys and chasing hard.
How long's a pit stop here at France? About 20?
I think it's
something like
20.
that?
Yeah, I don't quite know the number, but yeah, it's going to push him down a fair bit. But again, he's going to be on fresh softs coming home, so for you guys with older tyres, if they make a mistake or struggle, look out.
Yeah, if Drix pits now, he's going to come out somewhere around 12th, 13th, something like that, somewhere around there. So that will be a bit of a battle for him, but is definitely doable. And we've got 33 Evis spinning again in that back straight chicane. It's very unfortunate. That's the second time he's gone round there, I think, so far this race.
Yeah, it had a good start, but unfortunately just making a few mistakes, so...
Can be a bit of a tricky spot.
JJ's in a pretty good spot here as well. I think, as we have
Another
a Sector
yellow.
3...
It's Swag, he's off.
Swag bad.
Manages to rejoin safely. No major issues with where we're behind. He's on fresh mediums too, so hopefully he hasn't cooked them. So we see SGN pit for fresh softs.
So SGN's going to be, well, a bit further down the list, but Frozzle's really in the box seat here. His tyres are going to be slightly going away. I think he'll be fine. But they are going to be struggling towards the end. JJ's probably got the best tyres at the moment, having 5 lap old hards.
7 seconds behind Frozzle though. Do you think that's close enough to be able to catch him in the next 7 laps?
It really depends on, I guess, the setup of Frozzle. We've seen Frozzle's been insanely quick here so far. But yeah, it looks like the two fastest guys are going to be close finishing at the end. So
another question as well is, when do you think Ricks will pit? So
I'm
he's still yet to pit.
I'm thinking around about
Oh,
now.
yep, you're right. He's in. He's in the
Yeah.
pits.
The magic 20. So giving himself 6 to 7 laps on those softs, which is about their primo before they really start dropping off.
Yeah.
So he's going to really. I think he might come out 5th or 6th. Probably
No.
6th. Oh, sorry.
I think Cairo might get him here. And yeah, Cairo's got him. Will Nordal have him?
Nord will get
Yeah,
him as
will.
well.
He will. Yeah, damn. So he drops from 2nd all the way down to 8th.
Again, it's not a bad position to be in,
Ooh.
considering he started last on the grid.
He actually gets the rears spinning up quite a bit there on the exit. Almost loses the position to 33, Evis, and battles him into turn 1. Was we've got a JJ. No, JJ's lost it.
Gone.
Oh, and that was very, very dangerous there on the track as 2 other drivers, Grovesy and Chu, went straight past him. Yeah, JJ unfortunately has spun it at the start of Sector 2 there, and that's going to significantly affect him and give a lot of breathing room to Frozzle now.
Yeah, there goes my dark horse. So
Yeah, we may have just cast a curse, JJ. I believe is what happened.
yeah, my apologies, JJ, but you were doing pretty incredibly well. But yeah, I guess this gives Frozzle really the box seat now. So with a 9-second gap, 1 lap fresher mediums than Buster, who's in P2, he can afford now to kind of ease these back around to finish the race.
Yeah. Well, he may get challenged by Grovesy or Cairo. Or probably not Cairo. I think Cairo might be too far back to challenge Frozzle. But Grovesy is probably close to challenging him. He's on 4-lap old softs versus 12-lap mediums, and he's about 11.5 seconds behind him.
Yeah, and not to mention that also, other than JJ, who's in 6th, the rest, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th all have time penalties. So Buster's got 3 seconds. Buster, Grovesy, and Chu all have 3 seconds, while King Cairo has 8 seconds. So
I didn't even think about
Frozzle really just has to get through this race and just go, you know what, boys? I've put on a clinic so far. I'm just going to bring it home, kiss the wall on the way home. And, yeah, he can smooth to a nice race win if he just keeps it in shape.
Yeah, no, you're right. I completely forgot about those penalties. That's that makes this like really quite easy for him. All he has to do is keep it on track, and that will put JJ in with a very good shot at a podium here, even regardless of his little spin there he had at the start of Sector 2. That'll give him a really good chance.
Well, he's not really going to hurt those hards because of they're only 7 laps old. But yeah, he really needs to be draining that battery to try to get past Cairo. Because if he can get past Cairo and stay within the 3 seconds of Chu, get in within, yeah, he can possibly get up there. So I don't think he might catch Grovesy, because Grovesy's tyres are going to drop off with 5 laps and still 4 laps to go. They are going to have a little bit of a drop off, but whether it's enough for JJ to try and make back that P2 that he was probably almost guaranteed is another story.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky to get past Cairo though, right? Cairo on fresher tyres that are soft.
But
it's going to be tricky.
Those tyres are yes, they're softs, but about 7 to 8 laps they really start to dead off. Again, being fresh, I think he'll be all right, but yeah, it's not going to be easy getting around the champion. Or as he gets a little bit sideways, JJ. Oh,
they've only got 3 to go though, essentially 3 and a bit.
Yeah, so
it's not like he has to hold out for too long.
No, and as we see, Frozzle is just pulling away here, just putting on an absolute masterclass.
Yeah, he's doing excellent. He's had a flawless race. Groves is actually closing up that gap to Buster. They both have equal 3 seconds of penalties. Groves is trying to get P2 here.
I'd give him the benefit of the doubt, both having similar tyres, really. You know, the mediums are starting to drop off. The softs probably still better off for now. So if anyone's in the box seat, it's definitely Grovesy as he makes the move and gets it
Goes around the
done
outside.
easily.
Yeah, he did use a lot of battery for that. He's down into harvesting range now. While
Yeah.
Buster is not a lot of battery either, but a bit more. So Buster could look to take this position back on the back straight, potentially, so long as he can keep up tight through the start of Sector 2 here.
Just looking back at a few others, Lemon's still in P15.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Had that
That,
race ruined by the hard swap AI.
That AI has really swung him a right hook to the face, because that one's going to hurt tomorrow.
Yeah,
Especially being an Aston, if you're an Aston Martin fan, there's probably a good chance of getting some really good points here, and unfortunately Lemon's just hanging on to P15. So
well, with the penalties, Lemon may make up a spot or two as well. He's got people in front of him with some pretty big penalties. So Fluxy 6 seconds, Wereboy 9 seconds. So Lemon could advance up and get a few more points. As JJ actually gets the move done on Cairo on track. Doesn't even want to wait. He says, "I don't want to wait for these penalties. I'm going. I want to try and get that podium."
So now he's got a lot of work to do in these last 3 laps. He's well within range of getting Chew for 4th, but to catch Buster, he needs to start getting a move on, and it might be a little bit of an ask considering he's on 10% ERS, unfortunately for JJ.
Yeah, he will get a little bit back up here at the end of Sector 1, start of Sector 2, but he's going to be pretty much almost harvesting down this back straight. So Cairo, it'll be interesting to see if Cairo makes the move or is content to leave him in front, knowing that Cairo's got the pens anyway. So
the one person we probably should be talking about is Grovesy. Grovesy making that move last lap past Buster.
Oh no!
Pulled out to 1.7 seconds already.
Oh wow! Yeah.
He's really looking to make sure that P2 is well and truly his. So
those mediums must be dropping off hard then. Do you think?
Yeah, as I said, I think we mentioned it before. Grovesy was in the better spot with the tyres being fresh softs, but yeah, he got to attack while they were fresh, got in front, and then now he's just with fresh air, he's away. So he's really shoring himself up for a P2 finish here.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll bring up the penalties now that we're getting closer to the end. And the 2, 3, and 4, so Grovesy, Buster, and Chew, 3 seconds each. JJ, none. Cairo, 8, Nordal, 3. And then running down the field, we've got a bunch with like 6 seconds and up. And it'll be interesting to see. So with that 3-second penalty, that won't get JJ into podium as it stands right now. So he's got a lot of work to do in these last 2 laps if he wants to try and get onto that podium.
That's it. I think he's going to get 4th. I think that's about as best as he's going to do, unless Buster makes a mistake. I think he might just end up 4th, which is disappointing considering how strong really a race he had.
Though. He's 7 tenths, 8 tenths off of that P3 podium. Like it's really, really close here. So all it takes is the tiniest of mistakes by Buster, and he will lose that position 3. And JJ's actually closing the gap anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
But yeah, another 3.
It looks like Frozzle's just lifted off a little bit from his 9-second or almost 10-second lead to back down to 8.6 now. But really, if you're him, you're just kind of, this is almost a glory lap for your last lap. Just like, thanks for coming.
He could almost pull over and grab the flag now, right?
Yeah, he probably could, to be fair. His race has been, well, you said it before, it's been flawless, my bad.
Same thing.
It's not a flaw, but yeah, it's Frozzle's done an amazing job here. So
we've got a tip off from Zay in the Twitch chat saying that Frozel's tires are over 70% from after 17 laps. 70%. That seems excessive.
Yeah,
So
the
that's
medium.
puncture territory too, isn't it?
I don't think it's quite puncture territory, but again, it's on his last lap. He's got 8.5 seconds. He won't be pushing. He'll just be like, let's just live this up, boys, I'd reckon. So if he gets a puncture, oh, it is puncture zone, sorry, my bad. 75% is puncture zone. So yeah.
Oh man, his wall will be praying like crazy that he does not get a puncture.
And at the moment, I've got JJ sitting in P3, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Definitely. Easily. Yeah. JJ is on the provisional podium. So Frozel is making his way through the end of the last sector now. Comes up to the penultimate corner here. And as you said, he's essentially just coasting at this point. He isn't pushing super hard. He's just bringing it home.
As we do have a yellow flag at the back, but doesn't really seem to be too much. But yeah.
There we go. Congratulations. Frozel, excellent drive there.
Absolute just pearl of a drive. Groovesy comes home in second. And is it going to be enough? JJ does get that P3.
He gets it with the penalties.
Oh. So yeah, JJ Buster. And then just rounding it out.
Drix goes up into 8th. That's a good drive from Drix. 20th to 8th.
Yes.
Starting on those hard compounds. And he was a lead driver on track for a little while there too. So
he was. He almost got Cairo there with his allotted penalties, but just brought it home. So
there you go, guys. So not FIA action notwithstanding, we've got Frozel P1, Grosy P2, and JJ P3. Excellent drives from all three of these guys on the podium. And then following out the rest of the field, we have Buster in 4th, Chew in 5th, Nordal 6th, Cairo 7th, Drix is 8th, Swagbad's 9th, and SGN is 10th. And then following out the rear end of the pack, we've got 33 Evis, Mickey DeWiz, Fluxy, Lemon, Bassink, Panache, Tico, Wereboy, Liquefied, and Kyle with the only DNF. And we've actually done the entire race without a safety car, which is pretty impressive.
Especially people calling for the safety car bet at the start. But yeah. Grovesy with the driver of the day.
Usually Fluxy puts those ones on, but obviously he was busy racing. So.
Oh, I don't know if you'd call it much of racing.
That's a low blow. That's a rough one.
Nah, do love Fluxy, but yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle for those boys this year. Cairo and that, they're doing all right, but yeah, today looks like that wall's getting some love, not getting a hole punched through it.
Yeah, maybe it'll get a tender stroke or something like that. Maybe he rewards the wall when he does well and punishes the wall when he does bad.
Maybe he might take his glasses off and serenade it with his eyes.
I'd be horrified if Frozel started serenading me. That's nightmare material right there.
Yeah, a few guys in the chat saying JJ would have had it if
if not for the AI. Yeah.
No, JJ with spinning the last right, just because Frozel's tires were, as I said, they were cooked apparently.
Yeah.
Absolutely cooked.
All right. We will run just a quick little ad break there, guys. And then we will be back very shortly with some driver interviews. So please hang around and we'll get some thoughts from some drivers on the track.
Hello?
All right, guys, we are back for some driver interviews, and first up in the box we have Frozzle, so our race winner today. And to be honest, Frozzle, you look almost a bit unchallenged today. You had an excellent race. That was brilliant driving.
Um,
Congratulations.
I was challenged there towards the start with Swag, but unfortunately we had a bit of a collision. I don't know if it was caught on stream, but I think it was Rix in front, and I was going down the right, and he swerved to the right, and I went a little bit too hard to the left and accidentally clipped Swag,
Oh,
unfortunately. But
was there damage as a result of that?
yeah,
Or...
he did pit. Unfortunately, he didn't. It didn't look like he lost any pace from it, but he just went straight into the pits. Ended
Bit
up
of,
laps, so
a bit of controversy. Well, that's what we like. But to be fair, mate, your drive today was absolutely sublime. Were you getting a little bit nervous towards the end when JJ was chasing you down? Your tyres getting a little bit old?
Not really. I had Dodge in my ear yelling at me a little bit, but he was telling me that he wasn't gaining too much and I should be on track if I kept the pace, and I kept the pace for once, which was surprising to me. I didn't get a single warning either that race.
very
Nice,
Which
nice.
kept
is
it clean.
very unlike me. And no holes in the wall tonight, but there was a hole in the ceiling from Celebration.
The champagne
I
cork.
threw my water bottle out of Celebration and put a hole in the ceiling.
Wait, you being serious?
I'm being
Wow.
Oh
So
my.
that was the next question I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you. We know you punish the wall when it's being bad, but what do you actually? How do you treat the wall when something like this happens? Obviously, the
Well,
ceiling cops it now, but
I had Zay in my chat saying kiss the wall to make up for it. So I kissed the wall and then I threw the water bottle a couple seconds later and put a hole in the ceiling. So
looks like you're. Yeah, we can't say you're not emotional. That's for damn sure. So
you can barely see the emotion with the speed dealers, mate.
What percentage were your tires at the end of that Frozzle? At the end of that race?
70, 71, something like that.
Were you starting to get concerned about punches, or did you think you just had it in the bag? You were
I
good to go?
had a gut feeling I was going to get punctured, but I stayed off the curbs like it was poison pretty much.
Yeah, we saw you taking it very safe there.
Yeah, of course I was going to. Didn't want to spin or anything at the end.
Cool. All right, well, congratulations again, Frozzle. Thank you so much for joining us for a bit of a post-race interview. And,
No worries.
we hope to see you keep it up, and you might be in a position to challenge the championship if you keep having some races like that.
I don't think so with the tracks we've got.
yeah, you have made up a few positions here. So obviously, Lemon having a bad race, Cairo.
Yeah, he was actually decent to me. So when he came into the pits, his game completely bugged out, so he had to leave, and then he got stuck
Oh.
on the loading screen, so he had to alt F4 it.
Yeah.
And while he was out, the AI pit him the very next lap for hard tires, so he got screwed over a lot.
So that explains that. Thank you for clearing that up. But yeah, Kyle was our leader. He DNF'd. Nordal didn't have a great race. Cairo didn't. He's still in the top 10, but Lemon right out of it, and yourself coming home in P1. So you're going to be up there for the top, whether the rest of the season suits you or not. So
yeah,
some much needed points for Aston Martin too.
yes, we're winning that constructors. Mark my words.
Oh, we'll see.
Otherwise, I'll put another hole in the wall.
That's what I'd like to
The
see.
wall's used to it at this stage. All right, thanks so much, Frozzle. Have a good one, mate.
No worries. You too.
Thanks, mate.
All right, so now we will just be grabbing Grosy. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're here with Grovesy. So congratulations on the result,
Yeah.
mate. How you feeling?
Pretty happy. Overcut worked. One stop. I tried that in a practice race. So it worked. Tried it here, and yeah, 17th to 2nd.
Yeah, it was an excellent result, mate. And you made that strategy work really, really well for you too. We were
Yeah, I got a good tip from my teammate to just turn the tire pressures down a bit at the front. In my practice, so we're going up to about 80%. In the race,
Ooh.
only 65 or so. So yeah, that's how I could keep up, I reckon.
Yeah,
So big
nice.
thanks to him.
Who was it? Give him a shout out.
Yeah, let me find it.
You don't even know. Don't even know who it was. Oh
Well,
no.
there's been like I've had 3 teammates in the past like day. Oh,
It was a pretty good race from yourself, mate. Did you you seem to be pretty
it was
consistent.
SGN. Sorry to interrupt. It was SGN. That's right.
Oh, nice, nice.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah, what a
very
legend.
experienced racer here.
Yeah. What are you saying, sir?
You seem to be pretty consistent on here. Is this one of your favorite tracks, or is it just something that
Oh, I just
with
love France in general. Everything
yeah?
to do with it.
Ah,
So yeah, I was happy to put time and effort into practicing it. Yeah.
very nice. Well, I don't know if you've heard, but Frozzle celebrated by leaving the wall alone. However, he
Yeah, ceiling. Yeah, I just
did
said that.
put a hole in the roof this time. So, is your surroundings okay? No damage.
Yeah, I'm all good. No broken windows, no broken bones.
That's what we like to hear. But anyway, mate, congratulations! A
Yeah,
terrific
thanks.
race. Yeah, absolutely just marvelous, mate. Well done.
Cheers. Have a good evening, boys.
Thanks,
You
mate. You
too, mate.
too.
Thanks.
And then our last guy, I think we're gonna bring up Lemon.
Yep.
Just to, I guess, see how he's feeling after what happened to him, unfortunately. So, Lemonheads, be prepared.
Okay. Lemon, how you feeling, mate?
Horrible. Worst Wednesday of my life.
Oh, mate, to
The worst Wednesday of your life so far.
Oh yeah.
to start, how did you find? Obviously, qualifying, it was a pretty good lap, especially under the pressure, getting out very early. Um, having that going on and desyncing, was it relatively early that happened?
There was no signs of desync in qualifying because the
Yeah.
only person who was lagging for me the whole race was Frozzle, which is unfortunate.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
very unfortunate.
really rough one. So what was actually going on there? So we saw like a big gap forming between you and Frozzle at the start when you guys were sort of like 1-2. So what
Oh, so I couldn't see Frozzle at all. So he was literally telling me when he was passing me, and then I couldn't get DRS off of Frozzle either. So I was trying to slow down JJ actually, especially when he got up to the front, but I was a bit slower than Frozzle as well. So no.
I did think that knowing that you boys would probably pit around the same time, whether or not you were going to pit one lap earlier or whether you were going to pit on the same lap, but try and slow down JJ a bit so you could cut yourself a bit of time to the penalty, to the pit stop and help out your teammate at the same time. But unfortunately with the desync, um, that's pretty bad luck, isn't it? Unfortunately, sorry, mate.
Yeah, it was. It was just even after the desync, it was still fine. I was still in 12th or something, still in the pack, and then the car pit again, and the AI pit again for me. So I
and it
just
put you on hards too, didn't it?
yeah, the hards are fine because they're really not that bad around France. Like it's a toss up whether you go hards or mediums, but yeah, it's just the time lost was just too much.
Yeah, it's quite disappointing. A lot of the chat was feeling for you, mate. I have to say you've got the support of the people. What is the secret to getting everyone on board, mate? Can you let us know? Because a few of us aren't so popular or haven't
The
got our names
secret
out there just
is
yet.
having lots of friends.
Having
Lots of friends, is that right?
lots of
Yeah.
alternate Twitch accounts that are all you.
Just
Lots of
logging in.
keyboards next to you so you can type while racing.
Just logging into 15 different accounts. I like it. I like it. You've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, thank
But
you
yeah.
so much, Lemon. And unlucky. Hopefully you have a bit more luck going into next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Lemon.
All right, that about does it for myself, Old Mate James, and joined by Man of Tin. Thank you for joining us for ARL Season 3, Round 3 at France for the Prodigy Division. Just a reminder, please tune in tomorrow night, same time, 8 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time, for our elite tier here at France for Round 3, and we'll see how well they do around the track. So thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.